Great to see you. This is a really terrific group of leaders, of Orange County leaders. It looks like everyone here could be up here on the dais. I see my friends Commissioner Mike Scott, Commissioner Jim Gray. I just spoke with Senator Geraldine Thompson. She's on her way. We're really enjoy being in your district, Commissioner Scott and Senator Thompson. You know, one of our goals, we have a lot of goals at Icon Park, and one of them is to make you guys proud of us. The main person I want to thank today is Jack Kenn, who is the Managing Director of Blue Man Group. Jack and I met about a year ago when he was considering entering the Orlando market for Blue Man Group. And I told Jack about our business philosophy at Icon Park, and that is that we're a landlord, and we don't own and operate the tenants, but we make sure that the tenants that come in have a team mentality, that they think the same way we do. You know, Orlando has a very high bar for guest experience, and it's important that all of our tenants think like teammates. And Jack liked that, and I really liked Jack, and I really loved the concept. So then I put my recruitment hat on, and I said, you know, Jack, Orange County is a great place to do business in. And he said, well, what do you mean? And I said, well, even though we don't like to talk about it, and even though it was 3 or 4 years ago, I'm going to tell you a story about COVID. We had to close down, and it was by no one's fault. No one here caused that, but we had to close down. And, you know, at Icon Park, we had thousands of people out of work. And that's a lot of sleepless nights for someone like me. And people were relying on me to get us back open, to do everything I could to get us back open. And I was relying on our leaders, our government leaders, to do their best to get us back open. And Mayor Demings created an environment that let us convince him and his team that we could open, and that we could open successfully. He was very thoughtful, he was very careful, and he let us do it, and we presented. And I'm so proud that Icon Park was the last to close and the first to open. But it was Mayor Demings, and that's how you can tell a leader. How do they handle a crisis? And I'll always be very grateful to him. And you know what? There's a direct connection between those decisions that he made and now. As I told Jack, in the 12 months after COVID, during COVID, we signed or opened 12 new tenants at Icon Park. Very proud of that. But it was because we were able to reopen. I told that story to Jack. He liked it. So there's a direct causal connection to those decisions that the mayor and his team made to what we're doing today. So with that, I'm very honored to introduce Mayor Jerry Demings.
Good morning to all of you. Let me just say thanks to Chris for those wonderful words. It certainly took a community, a team effort in order to survive and get through the COVID-19 crisis that we all lived through. It seems like it was a long time ago, but relatively speaking, it was not that long ago. Which means that we're really, really excited. I'm excited to be here today to help do the groundbreaking for this new attraction here within our community. I'm honored to represent the 1.5 million people who call Orange County home. They're all dependent upon us to continue making this the place where we all want to live, work, and play. And we couldn't do that without the broad teamship, leadership that we have from Visit Orlando. We're going to hear from Casandra, Matej in just a few moments. Recently, they announced that we have some new numbers. Our visitation remains very strong here within our community, with 74 million people who are coming here on an annual basis. To put that in perspective, that's far more. That's tens of millions more than any other metro within the country. In fact, it's significantly more than other metros in the world. So we ought to be proud of that. But with new attractions like Blue Man, we know that the Blue Man group going to help us continue that dominance, if you will, that we have in terms of attracting visitation to our area. I do recall when the Blue Man Group was here before. I can remember seeing that show and just thinking that was an extraordinary experience for all of us to have within our community. So welcoming them back into our community is nothing short of phenomenal. So to Jeff and the entire team, I thank you all for seeing fit to come back and to invest in our community. You all know that tourism is very, very important to us, a $92.5 billion industry. Now, sometimes in our community, there are some people, yes, there are some people who criticize that industry. But when I travel around the country, when I travel around the world, there's not a metro that I've been in where people don't want part of our business. They are constantly, right, Casandra, competing, trying to get a portion of that $92.5 billion industry in their communities. And they will tell all types of things to say why their community is better than ours. But for those of us who live here, our families who live here, who depend on the economic impact of tourism, we want it to continue being here, being part of the vibrancy of our community. I'm thrilled to see the Blue Man Group come back home to Orange County and Orlando and Icon Park. This is a destination, Chris, that is renowned around the world. I know that because of the entertainment, the thrilling attractions and exceptional dining opportunities that we have here, people will come. Orange County is a welcoming community. It's a community that embraces the broad diversity that we have. It's a community where, regardless of maybe where you were born, the color of your skin, your ethnic origin, your sexual orientation, you can come here and be part of this community. That is part of the fiber that makes us a great community. We anticipate that this new venue will not only generate employment opportunities, but also enhance our community and region's cultural and economic vibrancy through the globally recognized and thrilling performances of the Blue Man Group. Your presence here will enrich our community, and we eagerly await the cultural and economic advantages that it will bring. So let's get moving so we can do this groundbreaking and move forward to have this wonderful facility right here within our community. Thank you all so much.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Casandra Matej, and I'm proud to be the president and CEO of Visit Orlando and have the opportunity to partner with Icon Park to tell the world why Orange County and Orlando is the best place to visit, work, and play. You know, for 14 years, the Blue Man Group called Orlando home, entertaining countless number of visitors and meeting attendees. Today, as you all know, why we are here is to welcome back the Blue Man Group to Icon Park. One of the things that's special about the Blue Man Group, it is absolutely a world-recognized entertainment brand, which definitely aligns with our destination as we attract visitors from all over the world. I want to acknowledge, Chris, you and your team and what you have done for iDrive and Central Florida by bringing this entire entertainment district to the levels that it is today. Not only do you welcome hundreds and thousands of visitors, leisure, but even importantly with the Orange County Convention Center down the road, the meeting attendees, and that's such an important market. And the mayor touched on that in 2023, we welcomed 74 million visitors to this community, and really what that represents from an economic impact. But Chris, one of the things you talked about was the workers and the people that are tourist destination. And part of that economic impact study, we touch 484,000 individuals that work directly or indirectly in our industry. And sometimes we forget about those, whether it's architects that are building these new venues and these new attractions. But there are so many great things happening. And because of the visitation level that we welcome into our region, we save every household the tax burden of $7,400 a year. So when we talk about tourism, it is big business and big impact to Central Florida. I've already had the opportunity to talk to some of your staff about how Visit Orlando can work with the Blue Man Group. We're excited to bring groups and activate them on the road as well as right here in Central Florida and telling the world about all the entertainment that we have in our community. There are so many main exciting things happening in our destination. We do not rest on what we were yesterday, but we always are looking at our future. You know, right here, we're welcoming back many different attractions, such as the Blue Man Group. Right in the back door here, Universal Orlando's Epic will be opening this next year. We just heard the announcement about the big purchase of the Hyatt Regency Orlando and their plans to put another hotel project on iDrive. So we're always improving, whether it's our infrastructure or the offerings for our visitors. But what's equally important is those offerings are for you and I that live in Central Florida. So as a result, our quality of life is even better. So again, I'd like to welcome back home the Blue Man Group, and I'd like to welcome to the stage the managing director, Jack Kenn.
Wait, I'm going to jump back up here because I just got something very interesting from text that I want to share with you. But first, Senator Geraldine Thompson is here. Thanks for coming. Okay, Time Out Magazine, a national magazine, just listed the top 20 U.S. tourist attractions. And I don't remember, Lorena, did we pay for this? No? Okay, so this is not even paid for. So let's look who's on this thing. Central Park is number 1. The National Mall is number 2. The Smithsonian's number 3. Times Square, Rockefeller Center. Magic Kingdom is number 9. Fountains of Bellagio in Las Vegas is number 13. Icon Park is number 18. We're ahead of two upstarts, Golden Gate Bridge and the Brooklyn Bridge. But clearly, Time Out Magazine knew that Blue Man Group and Jack were coming here today, so they issued this today. Jack, come on up.
Hi, everybody. Thanks so much, Chris, and congratulations on that. That's pretty amazing. Good morning. Thanks, everybody, for coming. We really appreciate it. Thank you also for whoever ordered the weather. This is great. Much better than yesterday. Being from Vegas, you know, it's a dry heat. This is a wet heat, but it's all just heat. So thank you all. Thanks for coming and being with us today. Thanks, Chris and Casandra and the mayor for your time today welcoming us. We are more than excited, and I'm probably going to say excited 100 times today, so forgive my overuse of that word. But we are more than excited to come back to Orlando. We spent 13, 14 years with our great friends, our good partners at Universal down the street. Super successful run there. Really great opportunity. So after it closed, I came back to Blue Man Group. This is my 3rd time back with the company. You'll learn that everybody goes and comes back. It's like a big elastic. You can never get too far away. I came back a year and a half ago, and my first goal was to bring the show back to Orlando. And that's how much of an important city, an important market it is for Blue Man Group. And so we started searching for a new home. And so my partner in crime, Ola, our general manager down here, and I got in a car and we drove everywhere. And we looked everywhere, and we would come some places we never even get out of the car. Some places we're like, this could work, kind of feels okay. And then we came to Icon Park. And we're like, whoa, first thing, free parking. Woohoo! All right, that's good. That checks the next number one off the list. And then we walked through, we saw the clientele, we met the vendors, we saw everybody, we met Chris, and we thought, you know what, this feels like home. This feels like where Blue Man Group should be. So, you know, and Chris mentioned something about this epic project, and I every time he mentions epic, I'm like, yeah, I think our show is epic too. It's going to be great. Little did I know, epic is like this other project somewhere across the street. Apparently, it's a big deal, but no, we're super excited we're happy for our old partners and our old friends at Universal, and really looking forward to partnering with them. Certainly partnering with the Visit Orlando group. I think, you know, location-wise, the content of our show and everything is really going to be great for all ages. We're good for all ages. You know, you can bring your 2-year-old, you can bring your 102-year-old, you know, anytime. And so we're very excited. A lot of people have been asking about the venue itself, and I would encourage you to take a look to your left. If you look to your left, you're now looking at the stage. So you are seating in the seats for the venue. Doesn't it feel like a beautiful venue? Nice grassy area. So so the venue actually will fit directly in between the legs of the wheel. We will fit perfectly in, and the entrance will be on that side for all of our guests, and they'll come in and the stage will be on this side. So the theater will be 580 seats. And one of the biggest things for us is when we are looking for new resident opportunities, obviously we want to go to the markets where we're going to sell tickets. That's a no-brainer. That's number one. But really, more importantly for us is we want to become part of the community. We want to become locals. We want to hire locals. We want to be locals. We want to be in the community. We want to make sure that, you know, we're not just a company coming in to steal your money and we're going to hoard it all away and not give back. So it's really, really important to us to become good citizens, to become good partners. And actually, half of our Blue Man corporate team lives in Orlando already. So it's kind of it's great. So it's really important for us to be a good citizen. I have to keep looking around because I know something's going to happen. I don't trust these guys as far as I can throw them, so I just got to keep looking around. So be careful, everybody. I don't know who's going to get hit, but somebody is going to get hit with some paint today. Again, just a little bit more about our venue and the show. So the content itself, there'll be, you know, some familiar things like we have in all of our Blue Man shows, but there will be some brand new content here specifically for the Orlando show. And so definitely, yeah, there it is. The theme song has entered. So beware. I'm just going to keep talking because I don't know what else is going to happen. I also want to mention, just a, you know, shameless plug. Later on today, we will be opening our storefront, which is right next to Brother Jimmy's across the street from Old Red. And thank you to the merchandise team who spent all night prepping the store today. So, Mr. Mayor, I think it's time for us to grab a shovel. Yes, come on up.
area doesn't seem really large. Can you tell us about the venue?
Yeah, so when we first scoped out the area, we laid out the plans, and we had an idea of the size of the theater we wanted. We wanted between 500 and 600 seats, and so we were able to design a venue with 580 seats, which is the perfect size for a Blue Man show. If you've ever seen it, we like the intimacy. You're close to the Blue Man, you're feeling the energy, you feel the side fills of the music and everything, and so it doesn't look like much, but in the end, it's going to look amazing.
Will the building be like a permanent structure or more like a tent?
It is. No, it's a permanent structure. Yeah, it's a permanently structured building, and permanent seats and fire codes and all the things, So we're currently going through the permitting process, and hopefully we'll be able to actually break ground real soon.
And did I hear you say this is the first time Blue Man's actually built their own theater?
Yes, yeah, the first time we've actually built our own theater. So it's been great. It's been a great process for the creative team and the Blue Men themselves. They, they get involved. What does it look like? What does it feel like? What's the color of the seats? All of that stuff we've been able to select on our own, which we haven't been able to do before. So it's really going to be very, very special for us to have our own space. And then obviously being so close to the convention center, it's just another venue that people can use and have corporate events and all that stuff during the day. Have a corporate event, go have dinner somewhere, one of the great restaurants at Icon Park. Come back and see the show, and there's no transportation costs because all you need is your 2 feet.
With the smaller theater, do you anticipate being sold out a lot, or how many shows?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, so we're on average over the 13 years, we averaged out how many our audience members, and that's right around that 500 mark. So we really feel like we're going to be sold out. And the nice thing is, we'll have a rotating cast of Blue Men, so we'll be able to add shows. So we sell up, we just put another show on. We'll be playing with showtime, some afternoons, some early evenings. We'll see how it goes, how the flow goes. But yeah.
For people who are familiar with when you were here in Universal, how different will this show be?
Some of the content will seem very familiar, but there's a lot of new content that we've been testing in our other markets. So content-wise, what we're doing is we're taking sort of the best of each of our markets. This will be a conglomeration. It's a brand new set design, so different than our others, But it's always a hard question because it's 3 Blue Men who do great things, and they play music, and they use paint, and they use the audience and all that. So, sometimes it feels familiar, but there are definitely some new written pieces for this.
That's awesome.
Do you have any questions?
So how does it feel like? I know that with Universal Studios closing back in 2019, it's got to feel surreal. I mean, I'm Joe. I used to be the owner of the fan base for Blue Man Group for many years.
Yeah.
And I know it was kind of like a piercing of the heart, if you will, when Blue Man Group left. It's got to feel good not only for you, but for the staff and the performers and the musicians.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it feels great. I mean, as soon as the rumors started happening, the emails started flying, I'm ready, I'm home, I'm working wherever, I'll quit my job, I'll come work. And a couple of the musicians showed up today. They heard this was happening.
Yes, they did.
They showed up. So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of buzz. There's a lot of passion around the brand itself. And again, coming to a place that we know, coming to a place that we love, it just makes it all much more special.
Well, from your super fans, welcome home.
Thank you, and we welcome to see you
I
on
can't
day
wait.
one.
I'll be here opening night.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Thank you.